You're sitting at your desk going through countless equations and concepts and reviewing lengthy lectures, and you're absolutely hating every second of it. Sound familiar? Well, this is something that I've been battling throughout most of my engineering degree until I figured out a way to actually enjoy studying, to the point where I was actually excited to study. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Because if you haven't yet found a way to enjoy studying, by the end of this video, you're gonna want to start studying right away. But first of all, why did I start liking to study after hating it for so long? I feel like a lot of people will agree with me when I say like studying can be so boring. I mean, you spend hours staring at notes or going through lecture slides and huge blocks of textbook text. Of course, it's gonna be painfully boring. But this is when I really started to realize that I can start to enjoy studying. Let me just really quickly explain it like this. I remember when I was younger, when I was just sitting at home, and for some reason, I asked myself like, how does a car work, right? Just like something super simple. Now, this led me down the rabbit hole of like the entire operation of a car, from like the engine to the transmission to the steering mechanism, etc., right? Before I knew it, I had learned so much about a car. I spent hours looking into how it works without even trying. The point here is that my curiosity usually due to an application, like seeing an application in my everyday life, like the car, cause an action, and that action was to learn. And then I had a and then what stage where I was like, okay, I learned about the engine, and then what? How does it actually bring the power to the wheels? So I had that rabbit hole effect, or I would be satisfied by the level of learning I already had done. And then I was like, okay, I learned it. And this entire process felt enjoyable to me. I didn't hate learning for some reason. And that was one of the moments that made me learn that, well, learning itself actually is fun. We've just associated it with stress and boredom and unstimulating long lectures. And we've gone through all of these throughout our entire lives. And we've done hundreds of assignments and exams, and we label ourselves with the outcomes of these assignments and exams. So really, the initial step you have to take to start enjoying studying is to remove the idea of like exams or school or just whatever your brain associates as boring or stressful, like regarding learning and education. Throw all that stress and boredom out the window, all those associations. The way I like to think about it is just imagine yourself as like a brand new explorer, a new explorer on a planet that you've never been on, right? And you just want to learn everything you can. Just have fun with it, and you just want to learn everything that you can about a subject. There's no one pressuring you to learn, and you're free to explore and look at all the information that you can, all the information that's available to you. Just have fun learning it. There's no pressure at all. It's going to be hard to like relieve yourself from all the stress and boredom you've associated school with, but try to find that mental reset of your thoughts on like education, and like just literally study and learn without any pressure. Just learn for fun. So how do you actually go about studying so it's actually enjoyable? First up, you gotta set yourself up for success. And a lot of people don't do this, which causes them to feel stressed in the first place because of that time crunch. And the solution to this is literally to just plan out your studying schedule. The way you can do this is that you just give yourself more time. Just give yourself enough time every day during each study session to understand concepts, because that's the whole fun of it. The more you try to rush it, the more painful it's gonna get. Like, I remember when I was going through those recorded lectures, and I hated it way more for some reason, especially when I did it at 2x speed. I would be much more better going through that 1 hour than the 30 minutes at 2x speed, because I was rushing it, and like the process felt so much more painful. So the way that you can incorporate this is that if you usually study for the 3 days before an exam, maybe try studying for like the 4 or 5 days. So give yourself a couple more days before the exam to actually study. This way, you'll give yourself more time to allow the content to sink in. And that way, it's gonna feel way less stressful because you're not on a time crunch anymore. And when you actually start your sessions, you can set up something like a Pomodoro timer to make sure that you take those breaks. And this is all part of setting yourself up to success. You gotta put yourself also in a productive environment, not one that's super noisy and stuff, and keep distractions away from you like your phone. There's no worse feeling that when you finally get started, like you finally get started to studying, and then all of a sudden you get like bombarded with a bunch of texts and calls and stuff like that. Stuff that's gonna derail you from your focus. Just take all of those distractions away and put yourself in an environment that's going to be productive. Set yourself up for success. And this is the reason why so many people get burned out in the first place, because they don't set themselves up for success in the beginning. So start your study session, and maybe to help kick off that curiosity to motivate you to get going, you can watch a quick YouTube video or like a TikTok regarding the subject. I know you're already on your phone, so why not actually use your phone to get you motivated? But anyways, the point here is to try to transition yourself from being stuck scrolling on your phone to actually studying. So if I'm learning about something like aerodynamics, maybe I'll watch a quick 5-minute video about how airplanes fly, just to spark my curiosity in the actual subject. And also, like a side note, engineering clubs, by the way, are also a great way to motivate yourself to actually study, since you'll probably need to apply that knowledge you learn in class to help out those like more technical teams in those engineering clubs. Like when I was previously part of a satellite club at my university, I had to go back through my lecture notes and actually review something like heat transfer to help with the design. So just by participating in an engineering related club, which alone is already fun, I had enjoyed the process because of that engineering club of reviewing heat transfer. Heat transfer alone is pretty fun, but just going through reviewing lectures by itself versus reviewing lectures because of that motivation in that engineering club, so much different. Day and night, I promise you. And because you have that application to associate your lectures with, you're going to get a deeper understanding in the subject, since I knew exactly how I was gonna be using it literally in real life. But anyways, now you got that spark to actually study. So then what do you actually do during these study sessions? For some people, writing down like notes works for them. Like writing down notes while they're going through their lectures works for them. And maybe they can do it without getting bored, but for me, not me. I can't do that. Instead, what I'll do when I'm studying for an exam is either try to get that curiosity rabbit hole, like what I was mentioning about the car that I was talking about earlier, just to make sure that I can get into that rhythm of wanting to learn more and more and more. Or another option I can have, instead of going into that rabbit hole of curiosity, is literally just to teach the content out loud. So first, just to get myself in that rhythm of curiosity where I want to learn more and more, effortlessly, by the way, I'll read a lecture slide and start asking incredibly simple questions like, how does that even work? Or what does that even mean in plain English, right? Something super simple, something that even like a kid would ask. This alone can help start those series of questions, and by the time you've got all those questions asked, after you've gone through that rabbit hole, you'll have gone through an entire lecture of notes without even trying. But I gotta admit that this doesn't work like 100% of the time. So there's stuff like that you go through a bunch of times, like, I don't know, stress, like understanding like sigma equals F over A, right? I'm not going to like go over that again and again and again. It's no longer productive at that point, right? So what do you do at that point? In these cases where I know a lot about the content and it's kind of hard to put myself through that curiosity rabbit hole, since I already know a lot about it from learning about it from all those years, I'll switch it up. And the way that I switch this up is by actually teaching the content out loud that I was mentioning earlier. So if you have another classmate you can just teach this stuff to, that's even better because you can conversate with them about the actual content. And if you don't have a fellow classmate that you can just talk about this kind of stuff to, you can even go to like ChatGPT and conversate with the AI if you want to have that back and forth conversation about the lecture, about the content. For me personally, I simply like just talking about the content out loud as if I had like an audience or a person that I was teaching it to, because it forces me to understand everything on the notes. If I don't understand the concept I'm teaching, then I'll naturally want to learn about it, make sure that that is covered fully before I actually continue teaching out loud. Because what kind of teacher doesn't actually understand the content in full, right? And by doing this, I can really effectively understand where my weaknesses are, because when I'm teaching, I'm going to be able to identify right away, oh, I actually didn't know much about this subject, actually. Like, I actually have a lot of weaknesses in this area. And that's what the power of teaching the content actually is. And both of these methods alone help me to get the most satisfying feeling in education. And this is what I like to describe as the that moment of just realization and understanding that you actually got to understanding the content, in my opinion, is the most rewarding part of learning and helps me so much in studying and makes it so much more enjoyable to me. The bottom line is, if you're trying some study technique and you hate it, you absolutely hate it, you can't get yourself to go through another lecture slide or whatever, you can't do another equation, switch it up and see what you like. Again, learning is supposed to be fun. Learning itself is fun. And fun alone is subjective. So take your time to figure out what works best for yourself. But there's actually way more stuff that you can do to make the studying experience even way more enjoyable. Now, when you watch these kinds of videos, a lot of people are going to tell you to use stuff like reward systems. Like after you go through a chapter, treat yourself with like a snack or some chips or with some phone time, like going on TikTok or stuff like that. A lot of these kinds of videos will teach you that, to use reward systems. And sure, this kind of stuff does work, but in my opinion, it doesn't really make the actual act of studying itself enjoyable. But the enjoyment comes from the reward that you are giving yourself from doing something that you didn't really want to do. And that's not really something that I'm trying to do with this video here. But this reward system is a good motivator to help you enjoy studying when paired up with the techniques I told you earlier. Really, the primary reward should be the idea of feeling like you're gaining knowledge through those moments, right? And then the secondary reward to those moments, the accumulation to these moments through studying, are these snacks or phone time that you're giving yourself after completing studying. The point here is that we're trying to enjoy the journey of studying instead of the destination through these reward systems. So that being said, some secondary items that help me enjoy studying are these reward systems, like as a secondary, but also stuff like playing my favorite music, just doing stuff like that that make the studying experience more enjoyable. By the way, I know that there's some people that enjoy studying with like video game music. So if that's something that works for you, try it out, whatever works for you, because apparently video game music is designed to help keep you focused. So also, let's go a little bit in the past. Remember when we had those like Snapchat streaks and like you take a picture of your ceiling just to keep the streak alive with someone? Damn. Like for some reason, we wanted to send a picture of just anything, anywhere, every single day to maintain this streak. Well, we can actually incorporate this idea into studying and keep track of how many days in a row that you've actually studied. And the mental thing is, you're going to want to keep that streak going because you're gonna lose that streak that you've worked so hard for. Like when you lose like a 700-day streak with someone because you guys started to grow up and you don't use Snapchat anymore. Now, the problem is, even though being curious and using reward systems can help you study, one of the main reasons we all work so hard and study anyways is to get high grades, right? But the thing is, it actually takes more than just studying hard and enjoying studying to get a 4.0 GPA or to become an A student. If you want to learn more about that, click the video right here. I think it's right here. Click that video and you can understand way more about how to actually get high grades and become an A student. And take it from me, I'm in my 5th year of mechanical engineering, guys. Like this is years of like information and knowledge that I'm trying to give you guys. And be sure to hit that like and subscribe for way more content helping engineering students get through their degrees. I've got a lot of experience here, so I'm gonna try to help each and every one of you. Till next time,